welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side girl, and today we are doing my April book haul. So I have a giant stack of books to share with you guys. Some of my library bookstores are starting to open back up. Dollar Tree has been kind of good lately, and I also didn't film a book haul for March. And I may have not filmed one for February, so I'm kind of backed up. If you're new to my channel, I get most of my books between 50 cents and $3, and I occasionally buy things for more, but majority of them are really cheap. So that's how I'm able to have such a large book haul. I have like maybe over 25 books. I'm not entirely sure. So without further ado, we're just gonna get started. I'm not gonna have a lot of descriptions for things because I don't want this video to be super long, and I also kind of like to go in blind. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you all the goodies I found. Okay, so I refound The Midnight Star by Marie Lu because this is part of the Young Elites trilogy, and I recently started Legend, and I had unhauled this trilogy because I was like, I need to wait until I start the first set because I think the Young Elites are somewhat connected to the Legend trilogy. That's what I've heard. So this I think is the third book in the series, and I think I have 2 of them now. It's kind of like sci-fi dystopian. Then I found Shadow of the Mark by Leah Fallon. This is the sequel to Carrier of the Mark, and honestly it's some kind of fantasy, possibly paranormal. I don't really know, but it looks cool. I found Unbury Carol. This is by Josh Mallerman, and I have been wanting this one for a while. It might be a little too dark and scary for me. I think it's adult. I'm not entirely sure. This is Carol who has a dark secret. She's died many times, but her many deaths are not final. They are comas and a waking slumber, indistinguishable from death, each lasting for days. Only 2 people know of Carol's eerie condition. One is her husband, Dwight, who married her for her fortune, and when she lapses into another coma, he plots to seize by proclaiming her dead. So a whole bunch of different dramas, but I might try it out. Let me know if you guys have read it. A couple more spooky style reads. I found The Cure for Dreaming and The Steep and Thorny Way, both by Kat Winters. I read Odd and True by Kat Winters last fall, and I loved it. The writing was impeccable. The story was so heartwarming and like creepy and dark, but not overly creepy and dark. And these kind of have similar premises. They're like set in older time periods and, you know, different things. I'll talk more about them when I read them. I found Kismet by Luke Turget. I heard of this one recently actually, although I think it's a couple years old. So this is basically about an app that will get you connected with your soulmate. It's supposed to be like Black Mirror meets Bridget Jones. I recently read The One by John Mars, which is I think a much darker version of this, also kind of like an app slash scientific thing that connects you with your true soulmate. And I just really like that premise. There's a couple movies that are about that too. So sounds interesting. The Candle and the Flame by Nafiz Azad. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know a lot about this, but it's supposed to have some really good culture in here, and I'm getting similar vibes to like The Wrath and the Dawn and Rebel of the Sands, and I haven't read any of those style of books yet, so I need to jump into them, but adding this one to my TBR. Brilliant Death by Amy Rose Capetta. I actually heard really good things about this one. I think it might be a standalone fantasy, but my friend Sandra on Instagram really liked it, and it's just supposed to be like magic and fantasy and all kinds of great things. So I don't know much about it though. The Hearts Be Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. I read something else by Emily Lloyd Jones not too long ago that I think I really liked. I can't remember what it was now. This has something to do with demons and possibly Alice in Wonderland. I might be making that up, but I know it's got like a darker kind of twisty premise. Ensnared by A.G. Howard. This is the second book in the Splintered series. I think it's the second. I believe I have them all now. I read Splintered a long time ago, and I plan on rereading this one actually in May. And it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling, kind of set in modern times, but of course they go back into the world. And I love retellings in general, but especially Alice in Wonderland, and perfect for spring. Then we have The Power of Sprinkles. I picked this one up at Dollar Tree. This is like a cookbook slash baking book, and it just has like different recipes and different things with sprinkles. I'm really obsessed with sprinkles in different colors and things like that. So I don't know, it was $1, so I thought I'd check it out. The Lie Tree by Frances Harding. So this I've been wanting to get to for a while. I actually had the paperback, so now I can trade it out for this hardback. But it's to earn a secret so profound I would need to tell momentous lies and make as many people as possible believe them. So something about like you tell a lie, this tree, and it gives you a secret, or something. It has a really neat premise, so I'm excited to get to that one. Out of the Blue by Sophie Cameron. I think I found this one at Dollar Tree. It has something to do with like angels or beings that fall from the sky and this girl trying to like help them or figure out what they are, and I believe this is a standalone as well. Strange and Ever After by Susan Dennard. I'm so excited to find this one because now I have all three. I've been meaning to get to this trilogy for a while. The first one is Darkness, Strange and Lovely, I think. It's like gothic, steampunk, Victorian, but with zombies. So kind of stalking Jack the Ripper, but apparently there's like the dead and they come back to life. I don't know if she's like a doctor. I really like that like Victorian style girl that wants to be a doctor, and it's like kind of taboo, and then there's like some kind of magical element or paranormal. I may not keep these. I found them at Dollar Tree though, and they kind of go together. One, The City's Sun and The Glass Republic by Tom Pollock. So this is hidden under the surface of everyday London is a city of monsters and miracles, where wild train spirits stampede over the tracks and glass-skinned dancers with glowing veins light the streets. When a devastating betrayal drives her from home, graffiti artist Beth stumbles into the secret city where she finds Phileas, London's ragged crown prince, just when he needs someone the most. An ancient enemy has returned to the darkness under St. Paul's Cathedral, bent on reigniting a centuries-old war. And Beth and Phil find themselves in a desperate race through a bizarre urban wonderland, searching for a way to save the city they loved. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep them because they sound really neat, and they had both of these. I think there's probably one more. It's called The Skyscraper Throne, but that sounds really unique. Kind of like sci-fi monster Alice in Wonderland, in my opinion. Then I found Thickety of Witches by J.A. White. This is just like a middle grade witch series. I'm not sure what number this is. I feel like they're pretty long, but the covers are really magical, and it's like set in the woods. And I just love that. Kind of iffy on this one, but The 13th Tale by Diana Setterfield. I've heard really good things about this one from several different friends. I think it has something to do with the magical library. I'm not entirely sure, but it's kind of like slowly becoming a classic, so probably gonna check it out. Dead Fast by Claudia Gray. This is part of her Spellcaster trilogy. I really am enjoying Claudia Gray's writing style. I've read I think 3 or 4 books from her now, and it's just like really fun and fast-paced and kind of fluffy. So this is like her witch series, and I think I have one other one in the series. Beauty by Robin McKinley. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and that is all I needed to know. Lord of Monsters by Jean-Claude Bemis. So this is, it takes real magic to save a kingdom. It just looked like a really cool middle grade series. I think it's a second book. I think the first one is The Wooden Prince, which is like a Pinocchio retelling. Juliet Immortal by Stacey J. I just found the second one in this series, like I think the last book haul, and it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and I love retellings, and I really want to get into some more Shakespeare style ones. I've unhauled and hauled this series 9,000 times, but hauling Hush Hush and Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. So this is book 1 and book 2. A lot of the reasons I've been unhauling them is because I could not find book 1. I've had the last 3 books in these for like a long time, and I just couldn't find this one in hardback. And we recently in January did an angel themed readathon, so I'm kind of like stockpiling again because I didn't have that many angel ones, and I've just always wanted to check this one out. It has kind of mixed reviews, but like older, fluffier YA, which I like, depending on my mood. Very excited for this one. Beyond the Shadowed Earth. This is by Joanne Ruth Meyer. The second book, I think, in Beneath the Haunting Sea, which has mermaidy vibes. This cover is like really stunning and very different. So I don't know for sure if this is connected. I don't know if it's mermaidy, but it looks fantastic. And I think this one came out last year, and I usually don't find like super new releases. Then I found Julie by Jean Craig George. I loved Julie of the Wolves as a kid. It was about a girl and her like journey with a wolf in, I think, Alaska. I'm not entirely sure. This is the second book, and I've been meaning to reread them for a while because they were super, super magical. So yay. And I found The Lost Lake and First Frost by Sarah Addison Allen. I read Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen I think 2 years ago, and it was very magical. It's like contemporary with some magical surrealism, and that's what these are as well. They have like usually heavy like nature-y aspects, and they just look like super springish and magical, except for the frost one. Yeah, so excited. Okay, then the last of these are all space I was gonna do a space themed book haul, but I decided not to. So we just recently did Galaxy-a-thon, which was a space themed readathon, and I will link that up here in the cards for you guys if you want to check out my reading vlog. I love space and sci-fi books, and I don't read them very often, so I did the readathon to encourage myself to read more, and my friend Brittany did it with me, and it was really fun. So I found a few of these. So this is Supermoon, Is There Love Written in the Stars? So I think this is about society that lives on the moon and is dreaming of going back to Earth. Not sure. Looks great. Then we have Space Between the Stars by Anne Corlett. This one might be adult, but I'm not entirely sure. So again, we're like kind of forced to leave Earth, and the main character I don't think has ever been to Earth, and she's constantly dreaming of space, and she's got like a cool job on a different planet. And we have How Rory Thorne Destroyed the Multiverse by Kay Eason. This sounds fabulous. So Rory Thorne is a princess with 13 fairy blessings, the most important of which is to see through the flattery and platitudes. As the eldest child, she always imagined she'd inherit her father's throne and govern the interplanetary throne consortium. Then her father is assassinated and her mother gives birth to a son, and Rory is betrothed to the prince of a distant world. So it sounds really cool, and it just looks like really, really fun sci-fi. So that's a duology. May not keep this one, I'm not sure. I think this one is probably not spacey because it says cyberspace, but Last Tango in Cyberspace, it just looks cool. I don't know anything about it. It might be video game-esque though, which I also like. Ninth City Burning by J. Patrick Black. This is about like aliens touching down on Earth. I think this is an adult series. It just looks super neat. Losers in Space by John Barnes. Teens in Space, seems like it's gonna be humorous. This one was $1, so trying it out. And then Skylark by Megan Spooner. I think this is the first one in one of her sci-fi series. I think this might be like her debut. I really love Megan Spooner's writing, and I have read a lot of her retellings and one of her series with Amy Kaufman, but I haven't read like her sci-fi standalone. So I was very excited to find this because I've never seen it like out and about before. And then the last thing I found is Starport by George R. Martin, which is a graphic novel that I didn't know existed. I actually found this one, I think at the 99-cent store. And it's like a spacey graphic novel by George R. Martin. And the illustrator is Raya Golden, and it looks fantastic. So I might save this one for a readathon because it looks like super, super fun. I really liked like Saga. That is it for my April book haul. It was quite large. Let me know if you guys are excited about any of these, if you've read any of them, if you're interested in any of them, and I can always bump them up on my TBR. I really need to get through some things because my TBR is getting out of control, but I will have a young adult swap video coming out in a couple weeks as well because I've been trading a lot with my friends, and I will have some other themed book hauls like mermaids and pirates and things like that closer to when readathons are kind of like coming up. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure and follow me on Instagram, also at The Bright Side Girl, because I share a lot on my stories, like what I'm currently reading and what I thought about them and things like that. And there's like a fun little bookish community on there. I will see you next time on The Bright Side. Bye!